গুড আফটারনুন অল।
Good afternoon.
আমরা যে যাত্রাটা শুরু করেছিলাম গত সোমবার আমাদের ভাষার পথ বেয়ে, সেটা আজকে ষষ্ঠতম দিনে এসে উপস্থিত হয়েছে। আমাদের এই অনুষ্ঠানটি একটা ভাষা নিয়ে, সাধারণত ভাষা নিয়ে এরকম অনুষ্ঠান এতদিন ধরে চালানো খুবই কঠিন হয়ে পড়ে, কিন্তু আমাদের ছাত্র এবং শিক্ষক উভয় তরফেরই উৎসাহে আমরা আজকে ষষ্ঠ দিনে এসে উপস্থিত হয়েছি। আমরা আশা করব যে আজকের দিনটা এবং কালকে, আচ্ছা এই ক্ষেত্রে বলার আছে কালকে কিন্তু কোনো ক্লাস নেই, আবার সোমবার ক্লাস। আজকের দিনটা এবং আগামী সোমবার, এই দুটো দিন আমরা যে গত কয়েকদিন যেভাবে উৎসাহ নিয়ে এবং আনন্দ নিয়ে উপভোগ করেছি, আশা করছি আগামী দিনগুলো তেমনভাবেই আমাদের কাটবে। তো আজকে আমাদের দুজন বক্তা আছেন। একজন হচ্ছেন অনিরুদ্ধ পাল, ডক্টর অনিরুদ্ধ পাল, ইংলিশ ডিপার্টমেন্ট, এপিসি রয় গভর্নমেন্ট কলেজ। আর অনিরুদ্ধ দার হয়ে যাওয়ার পর ঠিক সঙ্গে সঙ্গেই প্রায় মন্দিরা ঘিসিং এর ক্লাস শুরু হবে। মন্দিরা ঘিসিংও আমাদের এপিসি রয় গভর্নমেন্ট কলেজেরই প্রফেসর। কাজেই আমি আশা করব আমার স্টুডেন্টরা, আমার ছাত্রছাত্রীরা এই ক্লাসগুলোতে জয়েন করবে এবং গত কয়েকদিনের মতনই ক্লাসগুলো উপভোগ করবে। অনিরুদ্ধ দা।
Thank you, Nina Madam, for the introduction. So, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, my students as well as my colleagues. So, in the last class, I had talked about how the language, in a language, the sound system is different from the written system. So, this we have to keep in mind that in any language, whether it is Bengali or Nepali or English, the sound system and the written system are two different things altogether. In the written system, we have got the letters. In English, we have the 26 letters, A to Z, all 26 letters. They belong to the component called orthography or written system. They are the written signs. So they are the written signs or the written system. With the help of the letters, we write in a language, whether it is English or Nepali, whatever, we write English with the help of the 26 letters. The sound system is something which is entirely different from the written system. The phonetic system or the sound system of any language is entirely different, and it stands apart from the written system. So in a language, these are two separate, at the same time, parallel systems. In any language, they are separate, distinct, and at the same time, they are parallel. They run side by side. So I had already given you the list of all the vowels and the component and the consonants that are used in English language. Now you may ask me one question. So what about the 5 traditional vowels that we know of, A, E, I, O, U, that we have learned from our school days? Yes, that is a very valid question. In our school days, when we were children, we were taught that there are only 5 vowels in English, A, E, I, O, U. Now that concept is a mistaken one, first of all. Secondly, what I can say is that when you were a child, when you were children, when you were in students in schools, that was okay. That much knowledge of English was okay when you were reading in a school, in a class 5 or class 6 or class 7 or class 8. Okay, but now that you are in a college, you are into higher education, that old misconception is something that you must discard and begin learning the sound system of any language, English for that matter, in a more systematic way. If you tell all these things to a 5 or 6-year-old boy or girl, she or he will not understand the intricacies of the entire sound system that are called phonemes or the IPA. But now that you are mature, you are adults, you're all grown-up people, so I hope you should be able to understand the difference between the earlier notion of A, E, I, O, U, which was just a very simplistic. It was a very simplistic way of addressing young children's problems. For a schoolboy or girl, she will not or he will not understand the intricacies of all the 46 sounds. So he or she should be kept happy and satisfied by telling that there are only 6 or 5 vowels in English. But no, that is something which Right now you have to discard. And now that you are into higher education, you should be learning the language in a much more scientific and proper way. So the vowels, I have given you the entire list. I have taken it from my edition of COD, my edition of Concise Oxford Dictionary. The vowels, they consist of, the pure vowels, the diphthongs and the triphthongs. There are three kinds of vowels once again: the pure vowels, the diphthongs, and the triphthongs. The pure vowels are 12 in number. I've given you the entire list, and this list you can find in any good dictionary. I have taken it from my own dictionary, the Concise Oxford Dictionary, the 8th edition. In the 8th edition, it is given in a very proper and very systematic way. I also have got later editions of COD. I have got later editions of Concise Oxford Dictionary, but in the later editions of the COD, they have become more simple. They have been made more simple to help students to understand the problem. But since most of you, I hope, are students of English language and literature, and I think the more simplistic version of the IPA that is provided in later versions of the Concise Oxford Dictionary are not too scientific. In fact, the 8th edition, this is the 8th edition which was published in 1990. This dictionary gives you the list in a very appropriate and proper fashion, in a very systematic and organized way. The later editions of COD have made things more simple, but at the same time, I feel, being a teacher of phonetics, I think they have been made more simple, but they are more confusing as well. So I have given you the entire list from my book, the COD 8th edition. In this 8th edition, all the vowels are listed and are categorically listed one by one, and I have given you the list. So if you if you begin from the beginning, I mean from the top to the end, I have given the example of cat. So that is the sound a. So cat, CAT, I have given in this list that I have provided you. I have first given the word in orthography. Each of the vowel sound I have tried to define. First, I have written the word in orthography, cat, CAT, cat. Beside that, I have given the same word in phonetic, ka, at. So you see the difference. The one that is within parenthesis, the one that is within brackets or parenthesis is orthography. That is how you write English. CAT, cat. The one that is between two slashes, just beside cat, that is in phonetic. That is made with sounds. So here, it is not letters. Once again, I repeat, the symbols that are provided within the slashes are not letters. They are symbols for sounds. They are not symbols for letters, rather they are symbols for sounds. They are technically called phonemes. Sounds are technically called phonemes. So you see the first example, and still with the first example, a, cat. CAT, cat, ka, at, cat. You can, if you open the dictionary, if you open any good dictionary, I always prefer to teach my students phonetics with the help of COD or ALD, Concise Oxford Dictionary or Advanced Learners Dictionary. In each of these dictionaries, you will find that beside the word, we generally check a dictionary for the meaning. That is the usual notion of looking at a dictionary. We look at a dictionary for knowing the meaning of a word. Near, here, put, run, pen, whatever be the word. We usually or generally take the help of a dictionary to know the meaning of a word. But the dictionary, any good dictionary, Oxford for that matter, gives you the pronunciation of a word as well. So any good dictionary, COD or ALD, will not only provide you the meaning of a word, but will also help you in approximating, in trying to pronounce a word in the best possible way. So any dictionary. So when you check the meaning of a word in a dictionary, after the word is given, after a particular word is given, let us say the word cat is given, before the meaning begins, before the meaning is given, something is written with the help of symbols. So that is the sound, that is the phonemic transcription of a word. You just take up the word cat in your dictionary, CAT, cat. Before the meaning of the word is given, there are a couple of symbols given within slashes. There are a couple of symbols given for every word before the meaning. The word is given symbolically represented within slashes, and that is called the phonemic transcription of a word. That means that is the pronunciation of a word. Now, you people know English pretty well, I hope, because when you see the word cat, 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 you pronounce it CAT, cat, and you pronounce it cat. The moment you see the word CAT, you can pronounce the word as cat. You can read the word as cat. But someone who does not know any English, he or she might read it differently. He or she might read it caught, Kate, whatever. So this is the most scientific way of learning the pronunciation of a word. Coming to the next vowel, A. Now this vowel called A is actually, it looks like E. But do not be confused, this vowel called A actually looks like the letter E. But this is not the letter E. This is not the letter E that I have given here. Bed. B-E-D, bed. B-E-D, bed. But the pronunciation is B, ba, a, ba, a, da, bed. This is how it is to be done. B-E-D, bed. That is the orthography. But when it comes to sound, ba, a, da, bed. B-E-D, bed is orthography, ba, a, da is phonetic. So this is how you have to learn the pronunciation of each and every word. Ago, A-G-O. This is the orthography, the spelling of a word when you write. But when you speak the word ago, it is a, ga, o. O is a diphthong. So in this way, I have made the entire list. The next one is sit. After that, SIT, sit, sa, ita, sit. After that, you have the word hot. H-O-T. The spelling of the word hot is H-O-T, hot. What is the pronunciation of the word hot? Ha or ta. Ha or ta. H-O-T, hot, but the pronunciation is ha or ta. The next word is run. R-U-N, run. The pronunciation is ra, a, na, run. Put, P-U-T, put. Pa, uta, put. So it looks similar. The orthography and the phonetic transcription of put remains the same. I mean, it looks similar. Apparently, it looks similar, but they are not the same. P-U-T, put. Pa, uta, put. The next one, ah. Ah, it's a long vowel. Now, once again, I should pinpoint this particular fact. Whenever there are two dots beside a vowel sound, it means it is a long vowel. Whenever there are two dots called diacritics or diacritical markers beside a vowel sound, it means it is a long vowel. Ah, ah, A-R-M, arm, ah, ma, arm. A-R-M, arm, ah, ma, arm. The next one is E. The earlier one with sit was a short vowel. SIT, sit, Saita, sit. But now there are two dots beside E, so it is E. C, S double E. S double E C and Sa E. Sa E C. After that we have the vowel called O. SAW saw, SAW saw, saw. This vowel that I am right now pronouncing Her, her, the phonemic transcription her, her, ooh. The next vowel is ooh, TOO2, TOO2, and the phonemic transcription is ta, ooh, ta, ooh. Now these are the 12 pure vowels. Why are they called pure vowels? Because these vowels are individual units. Each of these 12 sounds that I pronounced in front of you are pure vowels, P-U-R-E, pure vowels. They are individual vowels. Now diphthongs. What are diphthongs? When two vowel sounds combine to make one particular sound, they are called diphthongs. I've given you the example day. D-A-Y, day, the, A. Day. My. This is a word that we frequently use. My book, my pen. But have we ever thought how this word is pronounced? My. M-Y, my. M-Y, my. Ma, I. Ma, I is a diphthong. Boy. B-O-Y, boy. Boy. B-O-Y. Ba-oi. Ba-oi. Boy. The next one, O. O. N-O. So N-O is not no, it is no. N-O is not no, it is no. And a slightly different vowel is now. Ow. The first one is O, the second one is ow. N-O-W, now. Now, ow. The next one, ear. Very often we use this word, near, fear, dear, sheer. Very often we use this word, near, fear, dear, sheer. So actually, na, ear. N-E-A-R, near, na, ear, near. Na, ear, near. This is a vowel, a diphthong vowel that we use quite frequently. Ear, ear, here. H-A-I-R, here. H-A-I-R, here. Her, ear. Her, ear is here. And the last of the diphthongs in the list is ua, 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 P-O-O-R, P-O-O-R. And the pronunciation is pa, ua, pa, ua. So you see, there is a mismatch between the spelling and the pronunciation of a word. Now, B-O-O-T, boot, B-O-O-T, boot, but P-O-O-R, poor. So it should be something like B-O-O-T, boot. So it should be P-O-R is poor. It should be like poor, but no, it is poor. So in English, maybe in other languages as well, there is always a difference, an anomaly between the spelling and the pronunciation. Often the problem with foreign language speakers, often because English is not our mother tongue, often our problem is that we go by the spelling. We read the word with the help of orthography and we spell the word with the help of orthographic letters, and at the same time when we pronounce the word in English, we think that we should go by the spelling. Certainly not. When you write English, you have to be accurate with the spelling. But when you speak English, you have to be accurate with the spelling of the sounds, the spelling of a different nature altogether. So when you write English, you should be very careful about the orthographic spelling, the letter spelling, A to Z. And when you speak English, you should be very careful about the spelling, not of the letters, but the spelling of the sounds. So this, I hope after this class, this whole idea of orthography and phonetic, the written word and the spoken word will become clear to you. When you write a word, W-R-I-T, for instance, let me take the word right. W-R-I-T-E, right. W-R-I-T-E, right. It consists of 5 letters, W-R-I-T-E. But when you phonemically transcribe the word, or when you speak the word right, wa, ra, I, wa, ra, I means the eye of this one, mine. So wa, ra, I, right. In case of the spelling of the word right, you have 5 letters, W-R-I-T-E. But when you phonemically transcribe the same word right in a spoken form, wa, ra, I is a single diphthong. It consists of 2 sounds. I and E is a diphthong, and so spelling, there are 5 letters in this word, but there are 4 sounds in this word. So this is something very interesting. There are 5 letters in this word right, but there are 4 sounds in this word right. Wa, ra, I, ta. So you take any word, poor, P-O-O-R, poor. But when you phonemically transcribe the word, when you speak the word, in other words, when you speak the word, it is just pa, ua. 2 symbols or 2 sounds. Pa is a consonant and ua is a vowel or a diphthong. So this is something very interesting. Poor. You need 4 letters to write the word poor, but you need 2 sounds to speak the word or pronounce the word poor. Pa, poor. Very easy. Triphthongs. What are triphthongs? A combination of 3 vowel sounds, one after the other, is called a triphthong. Fire. Fire. So you see the word fire, F-I-R-E is the word fire. But when you speak the word fire, you have only 2 sounds. For, aya. Aya is one single sound. Remember, aya is one single sound. Even though it appears that there are 3 sounds, but no, these 3 sounds are put one after the other. These 3 sounds are put one after the other, and they become a triphthong. That means this is one single vowel. F-I-R-E, fire, fa, aya. So a combination of 2 sounds, fa is a consonant and aya is a vowel. These 2 sounds make the word fire. Fa, sa, awa. So this is in fact the entire list of vowels that I have posted in the group. You can check the pronunciation of different words now that you have become aware of what a vowel is and of all the vowels that are there used in our language. So in our language, English, we use 12 pure vowels, 8 diphthongs, and 2 triphthongs. So these are the vowels. Before I come to the consonants, before I discuss what are the consonants in English, I will just highlight one important point. Now, what is a vowel? This is something that you must understand. What is a vowel and how it is different from a consonant? A vowel is a very basic sound. A vowel, what is a vowel? I am not going to scientifically explain and give in detail all the details of the vowel, because after all, you are very young people right now, you are not students of phonetics. So I will not give you a scientific description of what a vowel is, but I will give you a very layman's and ordinary human being's explanation of what a vowel is. A vowel is a basic sound. unlike a consonant is not a basic sound. Without a vowel, you cannot speak any language. Without a vowel, you cannot speak a language. Without a vowel, you cannot manufacture a word. In other words, the vowel is the nucleus of a word. A vowel is the nucleus of a word. Consonants are just at the marginal points of a word. A vowel occupies the nucleus position of a word, of any spoken word, not a written word. Mind you, once again, I repeat, vowel is not to be confused with A, E, I, O, U. A vowel has no role in the English with the English letters. Vowel and consonants have no roles when it comes to writing. Vowels and consonants have no business, have no roles when it comes to writing any language or English for that matter. Vowel is used in speaking. When you speak an English word, you make use of a vowel, and the vowel is the nucleus. It occupies the central position of a word. And the consonant is periphery, is a marginal, is a side element, which again makes a word possible. So it is not that consonants are not important. I am not saying consonants are not important. Consonants are also important, but the vowel is more and more, certainly more important than a consonant because it occupies the central position, the nucleus position of a word. And for students of language and students of literature, I mean, this class is for all my students across all the departments. Students of language and literature know that there is concept of syllable because you are required to do prosody. My honor students, English honor students, you are required to do prosody. So when you are doing prosody, your teachers often use the word syllable. So what is a syllable? A syllable is that part of a word which has got a vowel sound. So in a word like college, it has 2 syllables, college. University, 5 syllables, university. So each of these components, college. Co is 1 syllable, lege is another syllable. So college is a disyllabic word. University is a pentasyllabic word. For each of the syllables in a word, there has to be a vowel. In other words, there cannot be a vowel, there cannot be a syllable without a vowel sound. There may be a syllable without a consonant sound. It is possible to manufacture a syllable without a consonant sound, but it is impossible to manufacture or make a syllable without a vowel sound. So once again, I repeat, a vowel is more important than a consonant, and a vowel occupies the nucleus position of a syllable of a word. Now, this is, in fact, the entire list that I presented before you, the pure vowels, the diphthongs, and the triphthongs. Now, what you should do after the class at home, you can just open the dictionary, COD. Take any word you like. Before you read the meaning, find the pronunciation of the word captured within 2 slashes. Find the pronunciation of that particular word captured within 2 slashes. And if you are aware of this entire list of vowels and consonants, I think you should be able to pronounce the word perfectly well without making any error. Now coming to the consonants. The list is again pretty long. We have 24 consonants in the English language. And in the case of the vowels, it is difficult sometimes to identify, to pronounce, to use to differentiate the vowels one from the other. It is difficult sometimes to differentiate one vowel sound from the other because sometimes the vowel sounds one and the other are quite close to one another. But the consonants are very, very clearly discernible. The consonant sounds, the 24 consonant sounds in our language are very neatly identifiable. They are very neatly identifiable. They are neatly demarcated from demarcated and differentiated from one another. You just see the list: pa, pen, 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 pa, na, pa, na, sorry, pen, pen, pa, na, pen, book, excuse me, b double o k, book, ba, uk, book, pa, ta, toy, toy, ta, oi. So diphthong. Dash, 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 the, just like we use the word a in cat. I use the sound a in cat. The, sh. This is the sound. Dash. Then you have pa, ba. I'm just reading. I'm not reading the words. All of them. Pa, ba, ta, da, ka, ga. Pa, ba, ta, da, ka, ga. Pa, pen. Ba, book. Ta, toy. Da, dash. Ka, kite. Ga, good. Now the next symbol is cha, chin. Cha. This symbol is slightly different. This symbol is slightly different from the English letters. It is called cha, chin. Cha, ina, chin. The one after that is ja, jin. Ja, ina, jin. Then you have the symbol called ha. The letter is H. Well, this is something very interesting. When I was doing all these courses in Hyderabad, many of my friends, Telugu friends, they would utter the word ha, H, which is a misconception, which is wrong. H. It is very difficult to pronounce the symbol or the letter called H. H. It's such a difficult pronunciation, H. And they would, most of my friends, they did pronounce the H as hach. The sound is ha. H. H-A-L-T, halt. H-A-L-T, halt. Ha, a, la, da, halt. Ha, a, la, da, halt. So sometimes pronouncing the letter is rather difficult in case of H. But pronouncing the sound is very simple, like ha. The next symbol is ma, mute. M-U-T-E, mute. Just a minute. Then the next symbol is ma, mute. M-U-T-E, mute. And the transcription, ma, ya, uta. Ma, ya, uta. Mute. Nice. No, nice. No, I, diphthong once again. So, nice. Yeah. The next sound is yeah. Morning. Ma, a, na, ya. Ma, a, na, ya. Morning. Four. Fa. F-O-U-R. Four. So we need 4 letters to write the word four. F-O-U-R. Four. For pronunciation, it's very simple. Fa, o. Fa, o, four. Rise silent. Fa, o, four. Fan. Fa, V-A-N, fan. Va, a, na, fan. The next letter is like theta. It is thin. Tha. T-H-I-N, thin. Tha, in a thin. Then we have the. T-H-E-N, then. The, in a then. The one after that is sa. S-I-T, sip. Sa-I-P, sip. Zenith. Z-E-N-I-T-H, zenith. Z-A-N-I-T. Z-A-N-I-T. Zenith. Now the next symbol after that in order is sh. It is not sh, it is sh. S-H-E, she. Sh-E, she. Then we have L, love, love. L or la, L-O-V-E, love, la, v, love. Wa. The next symbol, the next sign is wa. It is not W. Once again, I repeat, it is not W. It is wa. Wa. W-A-K, wake. Wa, A-K, wake. W-A-K, wake. Wa, A-K, wake. So you see, it's very interesting. Sometimes the letter wa and the sound wa, the symbol is the same. The letter wa and the sound wa, the symbol is the same, but they are not to be confused. W-A-K-E, wake, wa, A-K. Red, R-E-D, red, R-A-D, red. R-E-D, red. So you see, going with the spelling, you should be pronouncing a read. R-E-D, it should be read. Going by the pronunciation, going by the letters, going by the orthography. R-E-D is read and not read. And the pronunciation is ra-e-d. Yeah. Y-E-S, yes. Yeah, yes, yes. This last symbol, it should have been after sh. I just cut it because I could not write it there. So it is z, z, z. Decision, D-E-C-I-S-I-O-N, da-i-sa-i-za-na, da-i-sa-i-za-na, decision. I am not going into the details. I mean, each of these sounds, each of these vowels and consonants can be further elaborated, and scientifically they have been studied. They have been scientifically categorized, and a lot of scientific work has been done on all the signs, on all the symbols. But I am not going to speak on them right now because it will confuse you further. So what I hope is that you check the dictionary, look up a dictionary, COD or ALD, or for that matter, any British dictionary, not an American one, because RP or this sound system is based on the English pronunciation, not the American pronunciation. So I hope when you check the meaning of a word, do also check not only the meaning and the spelling, also the pronunciation of a word, because this is something that we often overlook. We check the meaning of the word water, W-A-T-E-R, but we never bother to check the pronunciation of the word water. Water. It's so simple sometimes, even simpler than orthography, simpler than the written symbols. So this is all that I have just elaborated and dwelt in all the symbols. Once again, I repeat, 22 vowels, 12 pure vowels, 8 diphthongs, 2 diphthongs, and 24 consonants. And vowels are always more important than consonants because vowels form the nucleus of any word. And consonants, they come before or after the vowel in any word. Check the dictionary and check COD, 8th edition or any edition for that matter, and familiarize yourself. Try to become familiar with all the symbols, with all the sound symbols, with all the vowels and the consonants I have given the list of in the group and I talked of. Yes, so I now expect my students to question me, if they have any doubts, any query, if they have not understood anything, please ask me. Feel free to ask me. Yes, one by one. My students, if you can hear me, you may ask me anything relating to the list I have provided, the entire list, vowels and consonants. Orko, I can see you. Orko is there in the class. So if you have any doubt, anything you want to ask me.
Sir, I have doubt on consonant phonetics,
Yes.
like decision, book, or how to pronounce it.
Decision?
Decision, book, pen, consonants.
Yes, please repeat.
Pen, book, decision, she, etc.
Pen and book are very, I mean, I have given you the entire list. P and
Yes,
pen, pa and a pen. P and pen, pa and a pen. B double OK book, ba yuka book.
okay.
SH she, sha e. Sha
Sure.
e. Now you have to practice. You just open the dictionary and keep on practice with each and every word.
Okay.
I'm just repeating for your sake, once again, for the sake of all my students. I repeat the vowels and the consonants right from the beginning. The first vowel is a, cat, a, cat, a, bed, go, e, o, run, put, whenever there are two dots after any sound, it is considered as a long vowel. Arm, e, see, saw, her, oo, to. So these are the few vowels. The diphthongs a, day, I, my, oi, boy, oh, no, ow, now, ear, near, air, air, poor, ire, fire, hour, sour. So the vowels are slightly difficult. I admit it is difficult to reproduce, to pronounce a vowel sound, and more so when you are doing it very carefully, because it is difficult. And when you are learning the pronunciation of a vowel, you have to do it very carefully, because each vowel sound is sometimes very close to its corresponding or near vowel sound. But the consonants are very neatly and clearly defined. Once again, I repeat: pa, ba, ta, da, ka, ga, cha, ja, ha, ma, ya, ma, na, ya, fa, va, tha, da, sa, sa, za, sh, la, wa, ra, ya. Clear. So this is the entire list of vowels and consonants. Now it is up to you to practice. Just like you have been taught to read a dictionary right from your very tender age, when you were 5 or 6 or 7, you have been taught how to read a dictionary. And most often you were taught to read a dictionary to check the spelling as well as the meaning. But now, after this class, I hope that you will also be reading the dictionary. You should also be looking up at a dictionary, not only for the spelling, not only for the meaning, but also for the pronunciation, for the correct pronunciation of a word. Yes. Any more doubts? Any more query from anybody else?
Thank you, sir, for it.
Yes. Anybody can ask me any question. Mandira madam has joined. I can see her.
হ্যালো।
কারোর কোনো প্রশ্ন থাকলে জিজ্ঞেস করে নিতে পারো স্যারকে। কারোর যদি কোনো প্রশ্ন থাকে তাহলে স্যারকে জিজ্ঞেস করে নিতে পারো। আমরা তাহলে ধরে নিলাম যে আজ তোমাদের কারোর কোনো প্রশ্ন নেই। অনেক ধন্যবাদ অনিরুদ্ধ দাকে। আপনাদের এরকম সাপোর্ট না পেলে এই প্রোগ্রামটা আমরা সফল করতে পারতাম না। আপনার দুদিনের লেকচারের জন্য আপনাকে অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ, অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ। আমরা অনিরুদ্ধ দাকে তাহলে ছেড়ে দেবো। তোমাদের যদি কিছু জিজ্ঞাসা থাকে তাহলে জিজ্ঞেস করে নিতে পারো, তাহলে অনিরুদ্ধ দাকে আমরা ছেড়ে দেবো। Mandira, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am, I am here. I'm ready. And
প্রফিল
good to see you.
আবার আপনাকে ধন্যবাদ দিচ্ছি। মন্দিরকে ডেকে
Thank
নিচ্ছি।
you,
মন্দিরা
thank you,
আমাদের
Nina.
next
Thank you,
বক্তা।
Nina, for your support.
Thank
Thank you, Nina, for your support. Now,
আমাদের
I am also eager to listen to Mandira's lectures. Thank you, Nina. Thank you, Mandira. Thank you, all my students and other colleagues. Thank you very much.
আমাদের আমাদের বক্তব্য রাখবেন মন্দিরা ঘিসিং। মন্দিরা এপিসিরা গভর্নমেন্ট কলেজের ইংলিশের হেড অফ দি ডিপার্টমেন্ট। মন্দিরা।
Thank you, Nina ma'am. And lovely to have all your presence, Aniruddha da, and all my dear friends who are here today. I am very happy to be a part of this value-added course in communication skills and language and communication skills. So my topic, I'll go right away into the topic because I don't want to waste time. And before I begin, I just want to give a little warning to everyone who's joined here. Back here in Darjeeling, we are having a lot of power outages today. I don't know for what reason. So there might be some disturbances. If the electricity gets cut off, then there are going to be a few disturbances. I'll try to join from another, my phone network. So in that case, please, bear with me. And well, we'll see what happens. Okay, and I will start off with my presentation here. I'll just, try. Just a minute. I will just open my PPT. It's a problem here. Just a second, please. I'm having a little bit of trouble here with the PPT. Just a minute. Yes, is it visible? Please let me know in the chat box if that is visible or any.
Yes,
Yes,
madam.
ma'am. Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Fine then. Okay, so my topic is effective public speaking, and I can't help but remark on the irony of the fact that I am giving a public speech on public speaking. So that is my topic, and now public speaking is a kind of soft skill. In fact, the kind of lectures you have been having in the entire course is on language and communication skills, and that falls into the category of what we call soft skills. And yes, soft skills. Among them, I have just listed a couple there. Soft skills, public speaking, communication skills, leadership skills, time management, critical thinking, conflict resolution. Whereas for hard skills, I have given examples like cloud computing, artificial intelligence, acquiring a foreign language, finance skills, etc., etc. Now, what's the difference between hard skills and soft skills? Actually, you have already had a course before this on, I think, on computer application, if I'm not mistaken, and that is an example of hard skill. So how do you distinguish between a soft skill and a hard skill? Hard skill is something that you learn and you become proficient in after getting trained on it, and it is the knowledge that you get out of it is something that is measurable, it is quantifiable, it can be quantified. Like for example, you learn, let's say you get a you take up a course on financial skills, you learn something new, right? Even foreign language, you learn something new. It's not something that was with you. You didn't have it before, you got trained in it, and now you have the know-how. No, so and then you can be evaluated on it. You can sit for a test, and your abilities in that particular skill can be evaluated through test, exam, etc., etc. You'll get a certificate for it. You can show it to your employers or whoever is willing to hire you. So that's an example of a hard skill. On the other hand, soft skills like public speaking or time management or leadership skills, these are all skills that you can you don't need to get trained so much in, because these are things that are within you. You just need to hone them. Okay, you just need to develop them more. You need to improve them uh, by conscious practice perhaps. Okay, by realizing these skills within you, and they are not quantifiable or measurable. You cannot measure. You cannot sit for an exam, for example, on let's say time management. It's something that you acquire through practice, through lived experiences. Okay, so this is an example of, public speaking is an example of a soft skill. And it's a very, very necessary skill to have, no matter what stream you have chosen, no matter what kind of career path you have chosen. Public speaking is something that everybody it's a desirable skill. Your employers, if you're looking to get employed in, let's say, the corporate sector, okay, or even in this list is, this fear public speaking is, it has a term, it's called glossophobia. And on the list of the top 10 phobias or whatever, the phobia, the fear of dying, apparently comes on number 2, whereas the Number one position is given to the fear of public. Even they have been known to have confessed feeling nervous, having those butterflies in their stomach, mm, before facing a crowd, before going up on the stage. So you are not alone in this. You are not alone. The fear and anxiety is real, but it is something that you can manage. Now, there are a lot of tips and hacks that I can share with you because of my experience of public speaking. I have been a teacher for about 10 years now. And so my job involves hosting programs when I was in school and college. And so I have some experience of it. And so therefore I feel I can share my own experiences about how I have managed to, or about how most people manage to manage their fear and anxiety. So yes, how do we do that? So how do we overcome the fear of public speaking? And how do we develop effective public speaking skills? This is what the entire class is going to be about. Now, how do you get over the fear, right? So first of all, the answer is gain confidence. Okay. Again, how do we gain confidence? Obviously, by training yourself, by practicing, by becoming better at it. Yes. So practice, practice, practice. That's what Dale Carnegie, in one of the classics of the book of the art, a book which is a classic of the art of public speaking. It's called The Art of Public Speaking. That's what he suggests his readers, that the way to gain confidence, the way to get over the fear of public speaking is to practice. So there you have a quote: face an audience as frequently as you can and you will soon stop shying. Okay, so just take the plunge, and as Nike would say, just do it. You cannot learn how to swim by remaining away from water. You will have to get wet. Okay, so wherever you are, you just find occasions to speak to an audience. It may not be a big audience, maybe at a dinner party, at a family gathering, amongst friends, in I don't know, in any kind of social situation, and picnic, for instance. Okay, just stand up and start speaking consciously. Make conscious effort towards speaking, because that fear is something that has to be managed. Okay, so the other thing, there are a lot of tips I can give you, and this one of course is not my tip. He says, once you start, that's Dale Carnegie again, once you start practicing, you have been practicing for some time, expect success. Just visualize yourself gaining success, expect success. Okay, so that is the next tip. This one is, it's never as bad as you think it is. So when you are going up to the stage and you're facing a large audience, you are in front of a podium with the microphone, etc., you feel really, really nervous. Your heart rate increases. There are butterflies in your stomach. Your breath becomes shallow. The legs become wobbly, and then you feel like you will not be able to do it. But the audience cannot make that out. The audience cannot make that out until and unless you give yourself away. Okay, so the trick is to just seem to be confident. Fake it till you make it, because the audience, those people who are sitting in the audience, they will never be able to tell how nervous you are. So you just fake confidence. Okay, and then the other thing is to reorient your thinking. Reorient your thinking regarding the idea of public speaking itself. Okay, so that means change the there's this mental block there is about public speaking, and that prevents you from going ahead with it. Okay, so how do you reorient your thinking? You just think of this idea of public speaking not as as something to be feared, but something to be excited about. If you feel your heart rate going up, don't think about it as something that is something that is going to stop you from making a good speech. No, you think about it as something that is telling you to gear up for something exciting. Okay, so this is easier said than done, but it is not impossible. You can train your mind, you can do it again and again. Hmm. Think of it not as a performance, but as a conversation that you are having with people. Like, you don't get nervous when you are having a conversation with a friend. You don't get nervous when you are having a conversation with family members, but you get nervous when you stand to speak in front of a crowd. Okay, so you think of it as having a conversation with the crowd and not a performance. Don't even think of it as a speech, right? And it helps to think that you are not alone in this, because even celebrities, greats, those who are known as great speakers, they also have always had, or they also have gone through the same thing. So you can also manage your fear of public speaking. Now, just to tell you my own hack, I mean, when I was young, I used to take off my specs, and because my eyesight is very poor, I could not see the audience, and I could just be myself because I couldn't feel their eyes on me. Bad idea. Don't do that, because a lot of the impact that you're going to create on the audience, on this listeners, is by making eye contact, and that's a very bad idea. It's something that I used to do. Please don't do it. Okay, so anyway, going over to the next slide, this is, we talk about a little bit about where do we get our ideas, and the ideas